There's an old joke. Two elderly women are at a Catskill Mountain resort, and one of them says, "Boy, the food at this place is really terrible." The other one says, "Yeah, I know, and such small portions." Well, that's essentially how I feel about life. Full of loneliness and misery and suffering and unhappiness, and it's all over much too quickly. The other important joke for me is one that's usually attributed to Groucho Marx, but I think it appears originally in Freud's Wit and its Relation to the Unconscious. And it goes like this, I'm paraphrasing. I would never want to belong to any club that would have someone like me for a member. That's the key joke of my adult life in terms of my relationships with women. You know, lately the strangest things have been going through my mind because I turned 40. And I guess I'm going through a life crisis or something. I don't know. And I'm not worried about aging. I'm not one of those characters, you know. Although I'm balding slightly on top. That's about the worst you can say about me. I think I'm going to get better as I get older. You know, I think I'm going to be the balding virile type, you know, as opposed to, say, the distinguished gray, for instance, you know. Unless I'm neither of those two. Unless I'm one of those guys with saliva dribbling out of his mouth who wanders into a cafeteria with a shopping bag screaming about socialism. Annie and I broke up. And I still can't get my mind around that. You know, I keep sifting the pieces of the relationship through my mind and examining my life and trying to figure out where did the screw-up come, you know? And a year ago we were in love, you know, and I just, and it's funny, I'm not a morose type. I'm not a depressive character. You know, I was a reasonably happy kid, I guess. I was brought up in Brooklyn during World War II.
He's been depressed. All of a sudden he can't do anything.
Why are you depressed, Alvy?
Tell Dr. Flicker. It's something he read.
Something you read, huh?
The universe is expanding.
The universe is expanding?
Well, the universe is everything. And if it's expanding, someday it will break apart, and that will be the end of everything.
What is that your business? He stopped doing his homework.
What's the point?
What has the universe got to do with it? You're here in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is not expanding.
It won't be expanding for billions of years yet, Alvy. And we've got to try and enjoy ourselves while we're here, huh? Huh?
My analyst says I exaggerate my childhood memories, but I swear I was brought up underneath the roller coaster in the Coney Island section of Brooklyn. Maybe that accounts for my personality, which is a little nervous, I think. You know, I have a hyperactive imagination. My mind tends to jump around a little, and I have some trouble between fantasy and reality. My father ran the bumper car concession. There he is, and there I am. I used to get my aggression out through those cars all the time. I remember the staff at our public school. You know, we had a saying that those who can't do, teach, and those who can't teach, teach Jim. And, of course, those who couldn't do anything, I think, were assigned to our school. I must say, I always thought my schoolmates were idiots. Melvin Greenglass, you know, his fat little face, and Henrietta Farrell, just Miss Perfect all the time, and Ivan Ackerman. Always the wrong answer. Always.
7 and 3 is 9.
Even then, I knew they were just jerks. In 1942, I had already discovered women.
That's the second time this month. Step up here.
What did I do?
Step up here.
What did I do?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Why? I was just expressing a healthy sexual curiosity.
6-year-old boys don't have girls on their minds.
I did.
For God's sake, Alvy, even Freud speaks of a latency period.
Well, I never had a latency period. I can't help it.
Why couldn't you have been more like Donald? Now there was a model boy.
Tell the folks where you are today, Donald. I run a profitable dress company.
Boy, sometimes I wonder where my classmates are today.
I'm president of the Pincus Plumbing Company. I sell taluses. I used to be a heroin addict. Now I'm a methadone addict. I'm into leather.
I lost track of most of my old schoolmates, but I wound up a comedian. They did not take me in the army. I was, interestingly enough, I was 4P. Yes. In the event of war, I'm a hostage.
You always only saw the worst in people. You never could get along with anyone in school. You were always out of step with the world. Even when you got famous, you still distrusted the world.
I distinctly heard it. He muttered under his breath, Jew.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not. We were walking off the tennis court, and, you know, he was there, and me and his wife, and he looked at her, and then they both looked at me, and under his breath he said, Jew.
Alvy, you're a total paranoid.
How am I a I pick up on those kind